Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. Hey, Cindy Simpson, good to see you. Hey, Sebastian, good to see you. Welcome into the chat. Welcome. Thank you for coming into the show. Um, so we got like about what 4 more days to Halloween. Um, but before I get, hey Heidi, so much hearts to you too, hon. Um, I want to thank you, PRN Talker. K-Son, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. And, um, okay, now I got my throat back. Okay. Um, so I want to thank you, PRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi, for allowing me to share this hour with you guys on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights. Um, I want to thank Carnation for sponsoring this hour too. And I just want to thank you, everybody who are in the chat room. I want to thank everybody who's listening to the show all over, um, all over the world. And I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate you listening. Um, like I said before, Halloween's coming up in about 4 days. And I hope everybody's prepared, you know. This year we are passing out microwave popcorn. We did it last year and it was a real big hit for us. It's safe, even the parents. Hey, Michelle, good to see you, hon. Even though it is safe, and of course, the parents love it too because when they're walking around with their children, I like to kind of like give one to the parents, because the parents deserve it because they're taking their kids out there trick or treating and you get home and you go sort through the candy and just think about it. You can watch a scary movie with some microwave popcorn. So that's why we do it. I really enjoy Halloween a lot. Um, I think we talked about it a while back, but it's whatever you want to be night, and nobody complains. Nobody has a rude comment, nothing like that. You can just be who you want to be. And I think that is that is the best thing in the world because you know what? For all the crap that we go through in the world today, um, you know, we're entitled to have a night for us, to be whoever we want to be. Um, but this is the coming up at the end of the month, okay? And of course, the whole month on my shows, I've been talking about ADHD. It's awareness month, and I hope. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you, buddy. Um, and so, think of the people who might have it. Don't snap to a judgment that they're slow or they forget things or they forget to call or text, whatever. Because to be honest with you, everybody, especially the ones that are listening out there, I have a bad tendency not to keep in contact with people. And I'm telling you, it's not that I'm being rude or ignorant, but I just, I don't know. It's just my ADHD. And I know people say that I shouldn't make that as an excuse, but you know what? I do have. Hey, my brother Patrick, Brian, Gary, good to see you, buddy. Been a while. Kason says, since we have no Halloween here, I'm looking forward to Halloween paranormal shows. That's cool. Good. I'm glad you are. There's a lot out there now. In fact, probably this whole week, they're going to be on. There's going to be a lot. I know that I'm going to be on Chasing Prophecy as a guest on their Halloween show. So whenever I go on there, I'll put links to that show through StreamYard. And if you want to stop on by and wish everybody happy Halloween, feel free to do so. Um, but you know what? The other day, my brother, he works at like a place where you bring your clothes or anything like that. and they give them to the people who are needy. We call it Saint. Well, I forget what it's called, but people drop in stuff that they don't want. They don't need to keep anymore. That they want to just give it to somebody. Kason, I'm right there with you, buddy. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But St. Vincent's de Paul is the place that we go to. Ah, that's cool. Joe Fox says definitely want to see Chasing Prophecy on Halloween. Yeah, it'll be a good show. But he worked at St. Vincent de Paul, and he came home one day and he said, "Here, I got a present for you." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he showed me, and I'm gonna bring this book up if we can get a good picture of it. It don't look like we will. Okay. But the name of the book is Hell House and Other True Hauntings from Around the World. And I want to give credit where credit is due. The authors of this book is Allison Rattle and Allison Vale. And I was looking through it and I was like, oh my God, this is like the holy grail of hauntings. You go out and you watch TV shows and you see other places go out and some of the famous places that that they show on TV with all the ghost shows. But this book is really unique, and I was looking through it and I figured, hey, why don't I share some of this with you guys? Um, so I was looking at it, and oh my God, it's just great. So I've come up with the conclusion that I think on my Sunday shows, I'm just going to do shows out of this book. It's pretty fascinating. They have many stories about haunted places all over the world, and it's like kind of it's very interesting. So I think I'm going to do that until the end of the year. Um, my Sunday shows are going to be about true hauntings from around the world. Um, if you guys can get it, look online. It's called Hell House and Other True Hauntings from Around the World. It's a good book, and I do believe everybody will enjoy it. So I'm reading through the book, and you know what? I had some questions. I was like, wow, I'm going to ask my people these questions. So everybody out there in the chat room, and anybody who's listening to the show, hey, Stony, good to see you, hon. Good to see you. It's good to see you. Anybody in the chat room, please feel free to answer the questions. The way I look at it, there's no wrong answers. It's everybody's opinion. So kind of like it like that. But and then I got some other stuff here, and so I wrote down. So this could be a quick show. I might talk off subject there for a little bit. And let's get to this. Okay. Oh, first of all, before I start, has anybody decided what they are going to dress up as for Halloween? Anybody? I'm going to be I'm dressing up as a psychic. I don't have to wear Harry Houdini stuff or Johnny Carson had that outfit. But I'm going to be a psychic. I'm just going to come as I am and say, yeah. What are you, Sean? Stony says, yep, orc fairy. Ah, that's interesting. Speaking of that, Stone, um, there was a cashier that came into work yesterday. You could dress up for Halloween, and she was an orc fairy. She looked pretty good. Yeah. Stony says, got the ears, and the rest comes naturally. You're beautiful, girl. You're a beautiful person. Everybody in my chat room are beautiful people, and everybody out there in the world are beautiful people. Big Jim Jones, oh my God, dude. How have you been, sir? Thank you for stopping in. Jim says, good to reconnect, Sean. Hope you are doing well. Back on Facebook after I got deplatformed back in December 2021. Oh, wow, man. Nate, I'll tell you what, that's awesome. I'm glad. It's good to see you, buddy. Because, yeah, and let's still stay connected. In fact, I might get you on the show there, brother, if you would like to come on. But so yeah, Stony, she was an orc fairy, and pretty cool costume. You know what I mean? Um, it was cute. It was cute. But I'm going to have some questions here, and please feel free. I want you guys to answer this. And the first question I'm going to ask you is: are ghosts evil? Are ghosts evil? Think about it. Yes, sir. Long way since Martinsburg. Yes. So, if anybody, tell me, please, are ghosts evil? Big Jim Jones says some are. Yes, sir. They are. Okay, Heidi. Not a majority of them. Thank you, Heidi. And like I said, every answer is the correct answer because everybody has an opinion, and I respect your opinion. Look at what's the definition of evil? I have to harm you. Okay, look at these answers. I love them. Um, Big Jim Jones says some are. Heidi says no, not a majority of them. Joe Fox says nope. Kaysen says they are human, so it goes both ways. And they are the same on as they were in life. That's Cindy. Yes, it's true. And Stoney says, what is your definition of evil? To me, definition of evil is out to harm a person. Do you think ghosts are out there to harm people? Well, according to this book, okay, and I would like to have your opinion on what their answer is. It's like the short version. I just take what I think is important to say and leave the rest because there's a big couple paragraphs on that. Are ghosts evil? They are not evil, but they are restless. There could be a pleasant experience, and there could be an experience of unfortunate stuff happening. Evil on Earth. Stone, don't get me started. That's for another show. Um, think about it. Do you think when you walk into a house that a ghost is restless? And when you feel like that all this crap is going around, is it evil? Personally, I don't believe that. Um, I believe that the spirit in the house, okay, the spirit in the house is just pissed off at y'all for rearranging their home, knocking out a wall, painting a different color, you know? And I guess I blame the movies for that and television and stuff like that because a lot of people watch these and all of a sudden everything just seems to be so damn evil when bad stuff happens to people and it's evil. And 90% of the time it's just one, pissed off ghost is what it is. Big Jim Joe says Rosa Carmichael, the mistress of the orphanage in Gettysburg, abused children. She is there still being a piece of evil garbage. Yes, she is. When I was up in Gettysburg, I went to the orphanage. I went up there a couple of times, and yes, I could feel her evilness or evil or angriness, whatever it was. See, there's a lot of other places out there too in Gettysburg. Um, she was terrible. I didn't like the stories that came from there, but that's how she was. Michelle said, I had growling and I feel it was a dog treated badly in life. And Kaysen says, not particularly, some can be peaceful. Some people love their ghosts. Yes, and that is true. And I got a story behind that, Kaysen. Stoney says, yes, like an animal with a sore ear you're not aware of. Reach out to pet him, and his reaction is to bite you. He's not evil, just protective. I saw there was a good and there are bad, and that is true. But Kaysen, you're saying some can be peaceful, some people love their ghost. Back in 2006 when I formed PPS, you know, it really was in infancy, paranormal investigating. And, people are afraid. They just wanted the ghost out of their house. And then that's what we did. But you know what? As time went by, okay, this is really crazy. As time went by, and and paranormal ghosts have become more. I hate the word popular, but understanding by watching all these shows and stuff like that, people doing their research on, a lot of people would love to have their ghost hang around. Yeah. Oh shit. Stony says I just heard a woman's voice. Be right back. Okay, hon. Oh, oh my God, wouldn't that be cool if Stony had a ghost in her house? A woman's voice. Oh man, I just got chills on that one. But think about it, right? You know, and it's crazy. A lot of people want the ghosts that are doing stuff in their house. Like, yeah, we want them. And I tell you what I did a couple times with a couple clients. Okay, um, see what would happen was the spirits in the house. They weren't that bad, um, but they kept them up late at night. So I was at one house and I'm thinking, you know what? Why don't we try this? So we sat down with the K2 meter, okay, and the EVP, and I said, listen, guys, and I was talking to the ghost. I said, you know what? You can have the house from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can haunt, yell, scream, throw stuff, whatever you want to do. You can haunt the, the hell out of the house if you want, but at exactly 10 p.m., you have to stop. You can't haunt no more. You have to let these people sleep. And do you know it worked? It worked on a couple places. At 10 p.m., they stopped and they wouldn't haunt afterwards. Um, and that was pretty cool. And even to this day, um, they still don't do it. It's all peace and quiet. I keep getting an email here and there saying, what the hell do you say to them? Because it's working. Heidi says, spirits are literally everywhere. I wish to peacefully coexist. And Phil, hey, Phil, good to see you, buddy. All right, my man. Good to see you. Phil's been on my show a couple of times. He has a great show, him and his wife, it's the Horsefly Chronicles. And if you want to know about a good, very interesting story, look Philip up. And if you can, I do believe his book came out, and it's pretty creepy book. It's a creepy story, but I mean, we talked about it on the show a couple times. So yes, ghosts could be evil. Ghosts may not be evil. So I guess it's all what people, individuals, want to think how they feel, you know. But if it's a bad spirit, and I'm sure Phil can agree to this, and some of the other people here, is that whenever they get bad, if it's an evil spirit, they'll scratch you, they'll bite you, they'll kick you, they'll punch you, they'll push you, and I've seen that happen. Cindy says, I'm comfortable living with the spirits of my past loved ones. There you go. You also got to remember, too, okay? The ghost in the house, and believe it or not, I'm going to share this with you guys. Um, Whenever we would go to a young couple's house who just got married or who have just had a baby, thank you, Philip. Sean is a great man, very knowledgeable. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that compliment. But um, we've done a couple investigations where their baby be laying in their crib, and all of a sudden they'll start playing and giggling, and it's freaking out the parents, and they don't know what the hell's going on. And we go there. Guess who it is? It's their grandmothers. It's the baby's grandma or their great grandparents playing with the babies. You know, Stoney says the voice came from your end. I'll have to re-listen about 15, 17-minute mark. I got an EVP at my daughter's 21st, and it was her brother, my first son that died. He spoke my name, and all in the circle heard it. All in the circle heard it. Stone says his ghosts hung around for years, popping in and out. Joe Fox says there are certain prayers that can be said to send earthbound spirits to the light. Check out Carol Pate Psychic Center. She is pretty incredible. Okay, Joe, thank you for that information. But being an empath and feeling what other people's feelings, you know, and I do get personal when I ask the questions to my clients. I'm like, are you guys? I'll ask them straight up. Are you guys fighting in front of the baby? And what I mean, not fist fight. I'm saying, are you arguing and yelling at each other in front of the baby? 95% of the time they are. And I said, that's why great grandma's hanging around your baby to protect the baby from you guys. And it's true. And it's true. And grandparents who see the two young couple, not duking it out, but screaming and yelling at each other, they hang around and they cause a lot of havoc because they don't want to see that happen. And the grandparents I'm talking about, they are deceased. Okay, they're the ghosts. But you'll be surprised, especially when it comes to little babies, how protecting they are. They are very, very protected. And I'm not so much talking about angels. I'm talking about grandparents. I'm talking about aunts and uncles, even some brothers, uncles, and aunts. Okay, they protect that little baby. So you know what I mean. I really am on the fence when I see or hear things about little babies floating in the air and being possessed. I can't see that because there is so much damn protection around little children. Second question: where have ghosts been spotted? That's the second question, ladies and gentlemen. Where have ghosts been spotted? Could it be at a cemetery? Could it be wherever? Where have you guys seen ghosts at? If anybody has seen a ghost, please tell me where you saw it at. You can share it. And I would like to hear your answers. I see them everywhere. Like Heidi said earlier, spirits are everywhere. I see them. Asylums, hospitals, yes, ma'am. Joe says, once again, I've never experienced a ghost. Well, Joe, you know what? And that's okay. And that's okay, sir. Um, for the fact is that, you know, the ghosts know who are open to it and who are not open to it. And maybe they realize, Joe, that you're afraid of things, and you know what? That's okay. And I'm not saying that you are, my friend. I am telling you what the ghosts feel. So what they will do is do go out of their ways not to show themselves to you because they know how you would react to it. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure if I did. Okay, we got some stuff people wrote. Let's bring them up. Heidi says asylum hospitals. Stony says, yep, both animals and humans in strange shapes. Now, them strange shapes, that's interesting. That could be a lot of stuff on strange. Nursing homes, too. Heidi also says, I saw a full body apparition of a young boy sitting on my steps. He was solid, but all in vintage yellow tones. I've seen a lot of them vintage ghosts, and that's like the really coolest thing is whenever you get pictures or video or you actually see it with your own eyes, and they're dressed as the year that they pass. Like, I've seen a lot of ghosts from the 1800s, and um, I'm telling you, they're in their 1800s outfits. Uh, okay, Joe says no UFOs and no Sasquatch either. You know what, Joe? Maybe one day, you will see one. Cindy says, my house. Stony says, I don't think all orbs are ghost spirit energies, the energy body. No, and I agree with you 100% on the orbs there, because I really got into these orbs at one time, and I thought everything was an orb was a ghost whenever I took a picture at the beginning of investigating when I started. But you know what? You got bugs, you got um, dew coming from the trees, you got raindrops, all kinds of stuff, pollen, dust in the house. And so it took me a long time to understand and to accept the fact that all those little balls that I saw on pictures um, were not ghosts. But what's really, really cool, and a friend of mine, she sent me a video of it the other day, and this thing was pulsating. So that was a neat pitch. That was a nice picture of actually watching the orb. I think it was you, Stoney, wasn't it? Um, okay. Okay. Joe says he's hoping. I can't do that. Bring him up. Heidi says, yeah, he had those short pants that had buttons to the knees and a flat cap on the vest. Sweet. Sean, do you believe in parallel lives? I sure do, sir. I do believe that 100%. Stoney says, thank you. Yes. Um, Heidi says, I have pulsating orb light bulbs. Oh, that'd be pretty interesting. But the pulsating orbs are pretty interesting. Now, I'm going to throw this out here, and this might sound ridiculous, and that's another question. Why do you think the orb is pulsating? Does anyone have any ideas? Because what came to my head was it was beating its heart. They had a heart and it was beating as it was moving. I'm not sure about the pulsating orbs. I don't think really nobody knows. But if you have a suggestion or an idea, please share it, and we, so everybody can hear what you think it is. Heidi says, I say dust or bugs, don't blink. Well, true. That's a fact. Cindy says it's getting power. Heidi says, I actually asked them why they blink. I got the answer that all can blink. It's if they choose to. Oh, okay. You can share it, Sean. I feel it was a ship because of the solid mass inside. Okay, I will. Um, a good orb for me, okay, that I know it's pure energy, is whenever you have a paranormal experience, okay, when you have a paranormal experience and someone takes a picture or video, and right next to you is a solid, round orb that is solid white, brighter than the moon. Like that would be awesome. That to me is a the spirit as an orb. Um, Big Jim Jones says highly charged atoms in a radon saturated environment. Ah, that's interesting. Kaysen says interesting Buddhist countries have little evidence of ghosts. I think the rituals they are doing after someone dies makes them go to the light. That's very possible, Kaysen. I did not know that. Maybe that's something for me to look up. And Heidi says that she'll share some too. And Stony says, I have one that lived with us for ages and mass footage on it. I don't know whom it is, but I love having them show up. You know, Stony, that's great because you know what? Uh, Sometimes the ghosts that used to hang around me go away for a while, but every now and then, like you, they'll pop in. And they have a certain smell to them. Like I get it, like one has smell of flowers, the other ones have other different. You know that they're there, and you know it's crazy for me, Stone. Is that whenever I'm having a really hard time, that's when they show up. There's a goes down in Prospect Place in Trimway, Ohio. I made friends with a ghost, and her name is Constance. She used to live there. She died there, and she, when I'm hurting, when I'm not doing good, she always comes around, and just says, "I'm here, Sean." And she said, and she is, and I just feel comfortable knowing that she is there. Um, Cindy Simpson says, "Very interesting, Heidi." Stony says, 5+ different cameras, same order. Heidi says, I used to do roll call with them. I'd ask whoever 1920 come out blink. That is sweet. That's sweet, Heidi. That's cool as hell. I like that. And then she says, I notice more activity with different songs and with playing healing sound frequencies. Stoney says, yes, miniature wild pink roses mixed with those purple African violets, the best way I can describe. But Heidi, I got to share a story with everybody. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, Big Jim Jones, he goes out there to Gettysburg, and I go to Gettysburg too. So one afternoon, one evening, right before sundown, I went to the wheat field, the orchard, the peach orchard and the wheat field. And so I'm in the wheat field, and I bought a Irish tape, an Irish CD, the Dublinaires, and they play Irish music. And I parked my car, and I put that CD in. Okay, I put that CD in, and I played it, and I played it loud. Oh my God, it was like dancing orbs everywhere. No lie, it was crazy. I was seeing them with my bare eyes. I didn't have to look at a camera. They were there, and you could just tell when I pulled up to the wheat field. Um, it it was a sad. It was a sad situation. It was a lot of Irish got killed there, and but it just was a depressing place. And once I put that CD in, oh my God, the energy changed. One big happy place. And of course, I left them cigarettes and I left them a matches so they could have their smoke. Um, That's really cool. Thank you for bringing that up, Heidi. Uh, I'm not really big into frequencies. I really don't understand them yet. But that's where I was at. I like when I played the music out in the wheat field. And what was crazy, I was the only one there. There was my ex girlfriend was there with me when we were doing that. Heidi says I had it raining orbs the other night. Crazy. Felt like I was in a crowded room. Hey, Carly, good to see you. She says, hi, Sean. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome, Carly. Thank you for being here. I hope that worked out for you, hon. Thank you, Heidi. That is a cool story. But, and I really didn't believe in, um, trying to, do something for the ghost to come out because I don't really believe it. But, I had to play some happy Irish music. Carly says, I feel so much more comfortable in my home. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you do, Carly. I'm glad you did. And I'm glad I could help you out with that. That makes my heart pump a little warm. But yeah, this is a good night, great night. Um, had a kind of a rough day today, but you know what? I come here on a Sunday night and man, everybody's in the chat room. They're all talking and all that good stuff. And I was like, I'm just happy as a jaybird now. Um, so, and they had another section in this book. It's called The Hell House and Other True Hauntings from Around the World. Um, Let me ask you guys out there. Oh, we got some more here. Kason says music can do interesting stuff to the mind if you have already tuned ear to the music. True. Um, Heidi says David Schrader told me communicating with them not to be like a Motel 6 guy. Leave the lights on. That's true. You know, I mean, there's times where you just cannot communicate because they'll bother you all day. And when the ghosts find out that you're communicating and they know that you have the energy and you are listening and hearing them, it'd be like Grand Central Station. They just come one, 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 one. And it's like, okay, you have to stop the train off. But sound frequencies can literally heal. I heard about that, Heidi. I'm not really sure. See, I'm still working and I'm still busy doing a lot of things, and I'm having a hard time trying to do things to learn more things about frequencies and such like that. So hopefully one day I'll get to it. But in this book, The Hell House and Other True Hauntings from Around the World, remember everybody, every Sunday night, that's what I'm going to do for a while, is grab a couple things out of this book and we're going to discuss them. So they also came up with a thing. Okay, everybody out there. Hey, Carla, good to see you, hon. How's your little phase doing? Carla has a lot of phase. Um, what are some of the places that ghosts hang out? Where are some of the places that people would actually see a ghost? I'll give you the one main one, cemeteries. But there's like 9 other places. If anybody can come up and kind of like say, hey, where at? Stony says yes, orb/energy is attracted and also repels by frequencies. Michelle, you got one. Hospitals, yes, ma'am. There's a couple more. Kason said bridges, yes, sir. Heidi says hospitals, yes. Yeah. See, I guess I guess Michelle was quicker to the hitting the enter button on that one. I don't know. But they are also in museums. Yes, yes, you saw what I've got at my home. Yeah, you got a lot of fays that are happy to see you, you know, which is really cool. Um, I'm glad you shared those videos with me. Stoney says, mate, I live rural bush, and I still see and sense ghosts everywhere. LOL. Antique stores. That's right, Michelle. That they were hanging out there, and like Stoney says, she's out there in the bush, and she still sees some census ghosts. No, you don't laugh at that one, Kason. At the crossroads. Yes, sir. They're at the crossroads, and I know one on Blue Mist Road. There's a crossroad there. Molly Brown's house in Denver, definitely haunted, but she is an amazing woman, Margaret Brown. Oh, I'm going to have to check and read up on her. Um, Stoney says, wherever a memory is formed, an energy may linger. And that's why Gettysburg and Bushy Run battlefield and all the battlefields out there are loaded with ghosts. The unseekable Molly Brown. Yeah, okay. Now I know you're talking. The Titanic, yes, ma'am. Okay. Uh, but yeah, wherever something happened, like battlefields. But I did a show on the Titanic hiding, and man, I tell you what, there are some conspiracies that go on with that. Um, but I'm not going to get into it tonight. This is Happy Ghost Day, and getting close to Halloween. Um, but crime scenes, theaters, prisons, castles, battlefields, museums, public houses, hotels, and cemeteries. But ghost locations are everywhere. Yes, it does go really, really deep, Heidi. Cindy says antique store and jails. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it does. But I'm going to end. We got about 7 minutes left, but they did share a story. They have stories of different hauntings. And the ghost of the White House. Does anybody know who are the ghosts at the White House? Sony says, I notice more spirits at hospitals and graveyards. Oh, yes. I was at the VA hospital back in May, and I was up, couldn't sleep because I had operated on, and I saw many. I felt many too. But one of the stories in this book is called, The Ghost of White House. Does anybody know of any of the ghosts that are in the White House? Well, the first one that a lot of people see is Abraham Lincoln. What happened and how he started, people were seeing ghosts. Well, see what happened. He lost his son, Willie. He passed away, and him and his wife were like got believing and talking to psychics and mediums, and that's how he really got into the metaphysical world. But Abraham Lincoln's ghost is actually at the White House, and I've heard that before. Stoney says, always fantastic sharing space. Thank you all for being part of this adventure. Much appreciation. Thank you, Stoney. That really meant a lot to me. Thank you. Kaysen says, yep, they got his bedroom. Sebastian, good to see you. Kept quiet all for the whole hour. Yeah, so that's why, people believe that Abraham's spirit hangs around, because him getting into mystics and talking to mediums and psychics and stuff like that. Now, the second one, back in the day, so many people lost loved ones, so spiritualism went mainstream. Yes, ma'am, it did. Now, another one. Check this out. Abigail Adams. She is the oldest known ghost. Back, when she was at the White House, people would, the heating was not good, so they really couldn't dry clothes back then. So they would dry the clothes in the East Room, And a lot of people seen Abigail Adams carrying a bunch of transparent laundry heading toward the East Room, and then she walks through the door and disappears. So I thought that was pretty cool. Andrew Jackson, our president, he says a lot of people hear his laughter, his stomping of the feet as he walks through the White House. Andrew Jackson. Um, here's the one that I find that's really, really interesting, and it's Dolly Madison. Okay. Woodrow Wilson's wife wanted to move Dolly Madison's rose garden, to a different place. Well, see, Dolly Madison actually planted the rose garden there at the White House, and it's been like that for 200 years now. Interesting, huh? Yes, the White House is saturated with energy, tons of energy. But I thought this story was pretty cool. So when Woodrow Wilson's wife, I think that was 1921, they moved in, Woodrow's wife wanted them to move the rose garden. Wow. The gardeners, Dolly Madison, she came to the gardeners, as it goes, and scared the living crap out of them. Oh, yeah. And they said they would not touch Dolly Madison's rose garden. And it stays there today after 200 years. And I thought that was really, really unique. It was nice to hear that. So I'm coming up on the ending. It's almost the witching hour's over with. Remember, thank you for listening. I really enjoyed tonight's show. And like I said before, every Sunday now I'm going to do another little thing out of the How Ha's, this book that I got. And you know what? Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. This Tuesday, I got a very good show coming up. It's going to be another author, and right now I forget her name, but if you go look on my Facebook page, it will give you the link in order to come see the show. So please share it. And also, I'll be on Chasing Prophecy, Halloween night, along with Jenny Nicasio and her co-host Tommy Cahu. And I'm looking forward to that too. Carly says, have a blessed night. I will call you this week. Thank you so much again. You are so welcome, Carly. I'm glad you feel safe in your own house. Thank you, Big Jim Jones. Happy Halloween to you too. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you don't have parents, and if you don't have children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a very long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. Happy Halloween.